Hi guys, today I'm going to be making a full guide on how to drain and refill the transmission fluid going from start to finish. I will be doing it on a 2003 Honda Jazz with a CVT, but most cars will follow the same basic steps. Firstly, I'm not a trained mechanic and I found this job plain sailing, so it's a great first project to get into working on your car. And as always, the key to success is research and preparation. So start by looking on YouTube, the car's owner's manual, and your car's Haynes manual to get familiar with the process. Right, so before we get under the bonnet, let's go over the equipment needed. Firstly, you need a bucket or a drain pan that you're going to drain the oil into. A long funnel for the Honda Jazz, it'll be at least 30 centimeters. A 3/8 inch drive ratchet to get the drain bolt off. A measuring jug or an old oil container with measuring lines, the correct fluid, and a way to jack the front of the car up. That could be ramps or jack stands. If you need any help jacking the car up, then Chris Fix has some good videos on it that I'll link in the description. Right, now that we've done the equipment, the first step is to locate and open the drain plug. This can be done by looking at the owner's manual, but in the Jazz, as you see from the front, it's on the passenger side, facing the wheel, and it has a 3/8 drive on it, as you can see from the pictures. Okay, great. Now you've found the bolt, get your 3/8 ratchet onto the bolt and loosen it until you can undo it by hand. Then, get your drain pan under and remove the bolt, allowing the fluid to drain into the bucket. Now that the fluid's drained, we need to pour the old fluid into our old oil container or jug to measure the volume that we drained, so that we have an idea on how much to put back in. For example, I drained 4 litres. Once you have that volume, clean off the drain bolt, then screw it back in and torque it to spec, which can be found in the manual, or snug it up and turn it another quarter turn if you don't have a torque wrench. Right guys, so now we're ready to fill. You might be thinking, well, where do we fill it from? It's not here, that's where the engine oil fills from. And there isn't any fill hole. So the actual place where we have to fill it on this car and many other cars is down where the dipstick is, which can be a pain, but nothing we can't do. So the first thing you want to do is take out the dipstick from its holder, take that out and set it down somewhere. Right, and now I'll try and show you on camera that is the hole right there that we're going to fill it from. So this is exactly why we've got a long hose, because you have to get all the way down into there, and a normal funnel wouldn't do that. So what I'm going to do is get the long funnel and go and put it in that hole, and I'll be back. Right guys, so you can see now that I've put that funnel end of the hose into that hole that I showed you where the dipstick went. So that's going straight into the transmission, and we can pour our fluid straight into here. But we need to work out how much we want to put in. So you're going to get your can of fluid and you're going to look at the markings on it. And let's take mine as an example. I took out 4 litres of fluid. I drained 4 litres from the car. So what I'm going to do is put back in, to start with, 3.5 litres of fluid. Okay, and that's going to get the level near where it should be. But I'm not going to put in all 4 because it may have been overfilled the first time. So after I put in 3.5 litres of fluid, then I'm going to test the dipstick, do what it says in the owner's manual to test the fluid level, and then if it needs more I can fill it up more. So that's how I do it. Right guys, so now you've filled the fluid most of the way up, what you want to do is put the dipstick back in and come round and get in the car. So what we're going to do now is the test that the owner's manual says to check the transmission fluid. So in my owner's manual, it says keep it at 1500 revs until the light on the dash here that I'll show you goes off to show that it's at operating temperature. So let's do that now. Right, so that's on, and as you can see, it's at about 1400 revs, so keep it in park and just get it up to 15 and keep it there until that blue symbol that is right there goes off. So that will mean that it's operating temperature, but you follow your model of your car and what it says in the owner's manual. And there you can see that symbol just went out, so I can take my foot off the accelerator. After you've done that and the engine is warm, what you want to do is cycle through the transmission. So cycle to reverse, neutral, drive and back. Do that once just to make sure that the fluid is cycled round the engine, round the transmission, and turn the car off, and we'll go look at the dipstick. Right, so I'm just going to go and get a paper towel to wipe the dipstick on, and then we'll check it. Right, so it's going to be a bit difficult to do this with two hands, but what I'm going to do is reach down there, get the dipstick, and the first time, all you want to do is just wipe it off. So just wipe it off first. That's going to clear it. And then put it back in there. Make sure it's fully seated. And then bring it straight back up. And can you see, I'll try and show it. I don't know if you can see there, but that fluid line's in between those two top dots, and that means it's in the right area. So it's halfway up there, so I'm going to leave it like that, and put the dipstick back in, and that's the fluid changed.
And I just want to add that if your transmission fluid is lower than the two lines, then just repeat the process of taking the dipstick out, putting the funnel back in, and then fill it up in about 200 milliliter increments, and then put the dipstick back in, check it, see the level, and if you need to fill it up again, then repeat that process.
Now it's time for my favourite part, comparing the two fluids. So let's pour them out. Here you go, here's the new one. And there's the old one. Look at that difference, that's what 60,000 miles does to the transmission fluid. You can see how it's all black compared to the new red stuff. And there you have it, you've changed the transmission fluid yourself, saved yourself a few quid, and you've started your home mechanics journey. Thanks guys for staying to the end, and I hope this helped someone, and see you in the next one. Bye.